6:44, now to the legal landscape. Our legal analyst, attorney Dan Adams, joins us every Monday breaking down the biggest cases happening across Wisconsin and the country. Good morning, Dan. The Supreme Court will start this month's argument session hearing a case that could have major implications for upcoming elections. The justices will decide whether federal law requires voters to not only cast their ballots by Election Day, but also that election officials must receive the ballots by then. How could their decision impact Wisconsin?
Yeah, good morning, Mallory. Yeah, this is a question of what is Election Day? And, we know it as the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. That's what we're told in school. That's what has been in the law for 150 years or so. Congress passed that law. Everyone has known that. But the question here is Election Day when a ballot is cast or when it's received by the election clerks? And so in Mississippi and in a dozen other states, they've passed laws, some around the pandemic, to allow ballots that trickle in after Election Day to be voted on. So this is the question that the Supreme Court is looking at. Proponents of this law say, hey, listen, this helps everybody's vote be counted, especially deployed members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Imagine ballots coming from the Middle East and other places. So they're going to be deciding whether or not you have a postmark or not, whether your ballot comes in after Election Day. Those can be properly voted. Now, in Wisconsin, all ballots must be received by election clerks by 8 p.m. on every election day. That's when the polls close here, and we don't have this postmark exception. So we're not going to be directly affected by the Supreme Court decision here, but more than a dozen other states will be. So just a good reminder that April elections are just 15 days away, so it's time to start thinking about getting your votes in here in Wisconsin sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Well, Taylor Frankie Paul, who was set to be ABC's Bachelorette, is in the news for a 2023 domestic violence case. Video of that incident resulted in the show's 22nd season being canceled. What do we know about the legal issues involved in this controversy?
Oh my goodness, there's going to be tens of millions of dollars of potential claims here against ABC, against Warner Brothers, which is the production company. And some of the plaintiffs are going to be none other than these 20 or so bachelors who all set aside their day jobs, potential promotions, not taking other opportunities to compete on this show, being told that, hey, you enter into this contract with us, you're going to have fame and the possibility of becoming a reality TV star. Well, all of these bachelors now will never make it to the screen because the entire show, even though it took months to tape, was in production, was ready to be released, none of these bachelors are going to be notable at all. So they all have potential contract claims. Now, in entertainment law, a lot of contestants have their claims potential claims wrapped up in contracts that force arbitration. So they go to what's called alternative dispute resolution. It's negotiation behind the scenes. And we may never see an open court case about this, but there could be viable claims as well. We may see this, if we're lucky, spill out into open court. Between the production company and ABC and their insurers, there's also going to be tens of millions of dollars of lawsuits or potential back and forth between them, because this was an enormous economic loss for the network and all of the partners. Add to that all of the corporate partners, the airlines, the rental cars, everybody that had a product in the show that now won't have those products shown. There's all types of claims here, so we have to see whether or not any of those are filed in court.
Yeah, the ripple effect is enormous. Dan, thank you so much. We'll see you again next Monday for more of the legal landscape.